Thank you so much, Chair Thompson, Ranking Member Katko. Thank you to all the members who are here today, and thank you to all of our panelists for being here. As Ms. Lee said, I cannot be here without thinking of those who gave the last measure of devotion, whether they knew when they went to work or boarded a plane or went into a rushing, burning building to rush to save someone's life, that would be their last day and they would end that day as a hero, and also their families and their stories. I'm a 24-year military veteran, enlisted in 1974 at the end of the Vietnam War. My husband enlisted in 1971. My brother served in Vietnam. And so as we talk about these issues that face our homeland, those words, never forget, and leave no one behind, have significant meaning to me. And I appreciate your candor, Mr. Miller, and also the candor of all of you. We face significant threats in our homeland, and as our President and the administration pivot to looking at China as a threat, but also we know that we faced in this committee the significant cyber threats, that those are real threats that demand our resources. However, I'm going back to the recent events that have just occurred. Based on what you said, Mr. Miller, on looking at the National Park Service not renewing a lease that's going to expire in 1923, the loss of a strategic asset for training, and mentioning that there are not many abandoned runways in this state or the city of New York, that you do training for response, training for evade capture, for hostage events, and an aviation unit for that strategic asset. And knowing that in this past month, we have lost a strategic asset in the Middle East in pulling out of Afghanistan. And I will also say that my comments, and I thank you for your candor, are very similar. Although I was in a medical unit, when you're in the military, you are in the military. You understand the assets that you need. You understand needing to have a runway and an airport. You understand a landlocked space. And no other friendly nations, and then how do we keep eyes on both Iran and Russia and China. And as Representative Pfluger said, we may have pulled out of Afghanistan and said that we have ended a forever war, but the global war on terror continues. We have not ended that war. And so even though our response and our ability to interconnect, to communicate has improved, our information sharing has improved, we also have these other threats of cybersecurity and China that we now have to deal with at the same time, with no increase in the budget to the Department of Homeland Security, which I find just as objectionable and outrageous as I found our withdrawal from Afghanistan without removing everybody from there. I will also tell you, as a military veteran, and working with the Iraq and Afghanistan veterans in my district and my community, that this has been tremendously emotionally devastating for them. And so my question is, have you found that within your own departments, Mr. Miller, Ms. Kavanaugh, that having gone through this, the role that you all played in 9/11, that having this withdrawal, leaving people behind on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, that this has had an impact on the mental health of your members?
I believe it's too early to say. But the trauma of 9/11 certainly has had, as we discussed, the physical effect and the emotional effect. And I don't think the emotional effect can be underestimated. So, setting a date of 9/11 as the withdrawal date for Afghanistan certainly sent a mixed message and generated a reaction. And I think everybody is waiting to see, are we back where we started from, or are we not? And I still posit that as an intelligence officer assessing that, it's concerning but too early to tell.
Yeah, I'd reiterate it's too early to tell on that specific event, but I would say, our pledge to never forget is not only to remember the members we lost, it's also to take care of the physical and mental health of the members still here. And we have a tremendous counseling services unit, largely federally funded, that deals with the effects of 9/11, the effects of COVID, which has been an extreme event, has affected members of our department quite a bit. And, a number of our people serve in the military as well. I think, as Ms. Demings alluded to, it tends to be run in the family to serve, as you well know. So, I can only imagine that, seeing what is happening in Afghanistan will, have effects on a number of our members. We may not know how that will unfold, but we are definitely day to day as we approach the anniversary and certainly in the wake of COVID and seeing what's happening in Afghanistan, making sure our members know about the services available to them.
Thank you for that. And I think, without keeping you all safe and both your physical safety and your mental safety, you cannot protect the homeland. And we're all here dedicated and serious about protecting the homeland. So thank you very much.
And thank you for your service as well.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from California. Mr. Correa.